Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is inspired by two makeup trends I've been seeing on Instagram a lot lately. The first is the rhinestone brow, and then the second is the Gucci snake that people are drawing either on their wing liner or across their brow. So I was really into the rhinestone brow look. So I thought I would take the colors of the Gucci snake, which are black, white, and red, and create that in an eye look, and then just do the snake look with the rhinestones. Before I move on to the video, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Alexi Artistry. So if you are interested in seeing how to create this Gucci inspired look, then just continue on watching. So I have already primed my lids with the Kat Von D Lock and Cream Concealer in Whiteout, and then just set it with a white matte shadow from the Morphe 35B palette. This for sure is going to be one palette I'm going to use today to create the look. I think I might have to dip into another palette, but we'll kind of see as we go. As for the actual look, I'm sure I've already gone over this in the intro, but briefly just to recap, I was inspired by the Gucci snake that people have been doing along their eyebrow or like on their wing liner. I'm not exactly sure where this idea originated from, who was the first person to do this on social media, but I was inspired by it. I'm also inspired by the trend of putting brow bling, which basically is creating a snake with small little diamonds or little crystals. So what I'm going to do is, instead of doing the Gucci snake on the eyebrow, I'm going to do the brow bling and then just do an eyeshadow look, kind of using the colors of the Gucci snake. The first shade I'm going to go into is the red shade in the Morphe 35B palette, using my Morphe M441 blending brush. This color I'm definitely going to have to build up because when I initially go into it, it comes off a little bit more of a hot pink than a red, but once it is built up, it does get a little bit more red. Alright, so to build it up to this intensity, I had to dip into the shadow around 3 times. And I still think that it is a little bit more pink than red than what I definitely want it to be. So I'm going to switch over to the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This palette has some really good red deep tones in there, so I think it's going to work really well for this look. The first shade I'm going to go into is Venetian Red. I'm going to use the same Morphe M441 blending brush. I'm not going to clean it. I'm going to leave whatever was on with the shade before. It will just help with the blending process a little bit more. So these shadows are very pigmented, so it is better to go in with a little bit of product and then build it up as we did with the Morphe palette. So this is going to go in relatively the same area, following the same shape. I think that it's just going to go a little bit lower because I want to keep that gradient at the top. It's okay if the transition shade is a little bit more pink, but I want to keep the crease and any part of my eye that is going lower down in the eye socket to be deeper and more red. Right, so the next shade I'm going into is Red Ochre in the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm using my MAC 217 blending brush. This is a smaller, more precise blending brush. It will help give that depth to the look. And this is going to be placed a little bit lower down. If you have slightly hooded lids like I do, you will kind of have to bring it a little bit into your transition shade area just so that when you're looking straight forward you can see it. But if not, like I've said, I think I said this in my last video, just go ahead and put it directly in the crease. So the next step is now to work on the inner portion of the lid. The Gucci snake has red, white, and black. So the white portion of this is going to be on the main lid, but I don't want to bring it too high up at all. I just want to keep it on this very small part of the inner corner of my lid to brighten that part. To cut the crease, I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape. Alright, so I screwed up a little and I blinked, and then the concealer went higher over my crease, so I had to bring the concealer up higher, but it's not too bad, it's not too high. It didn't ruin the look or anything, so keep in mind if you have slightly hooded lids that don't blink when you're cutting the crease. So now I just have to blend out this outer corner so that it is a little bit more seamless and there is a nice gradient and it's clean. I'm going to go in with my Morphe E18 brush and go right into Red Ochre. I'm just going to buff the outer edge so that you can't see that harsh line, and then just blend it inwards. So to represent the black in the snake, I'm just going to be basic and do a black wing liner. I'm going in with the Kat Von D tattoo liner. So I'm actually just going to hop off camera to do the liner because I always go out of frame because I have to lean really low down, so I'll be right back. So while I was off camera, I decided to just go ahead and finish off the rest of my face. My previous videos, multiple of them, include my full face routine, so I just thought it'd be very repetitive and it would also cut down the time of this video. So if you are interested in seeing what products I use the exact same products. Just go back to one of my most recent videos. So I popped some black liner in my top lash line and my bottom waterline with my Morphe E36 brush. It's a really small little blending brush. I'm going to hop back into Modern Renaissance and go into Venetian Red and buff that on my bottom lash line. And now I'm just going to go in with Red Ochre and place it in the exact same spot. Now I'm going to take the red shade from the Morphe 35B palette and then just blend it underneath so that it matches the lighter gradient at the top of the lip. Now I'm going to go with my Huda Beauty Scarlet Lashes. For lips, I'm going in with the NYX Suede Liner in Soft Spoken. And then for lipstick, I'm going in with MAC Whirl. So I'm going to go on to create the rhinestone snake on the brow. I'm going to use my Duo Lash Glue as an adhesive. And then the rhinestones I'm using are just from Michaels. I'm sure you can find very similar ones at any other craft store. So I'm going to start by creating the dots. Putting on the jewels is actually harder than you think it would be. It's not only that they're so tiny, it's just that depending on like how big your brow is, like I don't have that much brow to work with, so I guess it was a little bit harder, but you know, for the first time, it worked. So I'll zoom you guys in to get a closer look. So if you did like this video, I would love if you could like, subscribe, and comment down below.
Oh, 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 oh.